Hi guys, I'm back with another video. In today's short video, I'm going to talk about my story with COVID because COVID was the reason behind my absence on YouTube for almost a month. So before I talk about my story in depth, let me apologize to those who have been asking for some videos over the past weeks and I couldn't release videos because I was infected. So I promise in days to come, I'm going to start releasing videos. They're going to be beautiful, useful, and powerful. So stay tuned. And try to support this channel by throwing a like, writing a comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do, whatever you like, just give it a like. It rhymes. Anyway, in today's short video, I'm going to talk about how I contracted the virus and what I used exactly when I was infected. So let me cut to the chase. My story with COVID all started before Ramadan by 6 or 7 days. We had a baby, the baby was born before Ramadan by 6 days. And there is, a common procedure in Saudi Arabia and other countries, I guess. When a baby is born, he should be in the hospital for like 4 or 5 days. Whether it's a matter of money or a medical requirement, I have no idea, but the baby should stay in a hospital for 4 or 5 days. Now, on the 5th day, and it was Thursday, the hospital discharged the baby, allowed us to take the baby home, and his condition was stable. He was all right. He had no symptoms. We went back home. On Friday, he started to, we started to notice that he's fatigued, he's kind of exhausted, and he was refusing to take breastfeeding. I said to myself, let's just wait today and see. He left the hospital yesterday, so let's wait for today and see what is going to happen. If these symptoms continue, we're going to take him to the hospital. On Saturday, his temperature was high. It was at home 37.5. I decided to take him to the hospital immediately, and there the pediatrician said he must be hospitalized. She checked his temperature and it was 38. She said for a baby at this age, 6 days old, he must be hospitalized, and we should do comprehensive and complete checkups to see what is behind this temperature. I gave them my go-ahead. He was taken into the intensive care, and his temperature, I was informed, on the same day, he was given medications. On the same day, his temperature went back to normal and his condition was stable. And they did urine, stool, and blood test, and they were all fine the third day. I guess they did coronavirus test, and I was informed that he tested positive, and I was scared, oh, come on, at this age, and he tested positive. His immune system is not effective, is not complete to fight the virus. I was totally scared. But before informing me, that he is infected, I never thought about COVID in the worst case scenario. Why? Because I'm too strict, I wash my hands, and the usual stuff, what is required in order to stay safe. I used to do it, but that's what God wanted, So for 2 days, when I was informed that he was infected, I never thought about myself. I was thinking about the baby and how he might fight the virus. He's vulnerable. So after 2 days, I started to think about myself and other households. I decided to go to the hospital to see whether we are infected or not. We had no symptoms at that time. But I was afraid I might spread the virus, so I should isolate myself home. So we all decided to go to the hospital, and we have taken the test. Sadly, after 24 hours, I was informed that all of us, with zero exception, tested positive. And they told us that you should, isolate yourself. You should stay at home for 10 days. They asked me whether I have symptoms. I told them I had no symptoms. But from the same day, like when I was informed that I had COVID, I started to watch videos, stories, those who got the virus. I watched Arab stories and American stories. I started to focus more on the American stories because those guys, like the American doctors, they give you medical advice based on laboratory results, We, like all the medical advice given in the Middle East or elsewhere, they stick to the American doctors' advice. And that's why I focus more on the American doctors, especially those who gave, medical advice to those who are infected at the age of 50 and 60. And after taking these vitamins, they started to feel better. So that's what I'm trying to share with you, my story, because I want you to use this, and save time and stop watching videos. Just stick to this and to your doctor's advice. You have to listen to the doctor's advice because using this it may vary from one person to another depending on the symptoms. Okay, but I had no symptoms, but I was informed. From day one I started to use vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, and vitamin A. Why? Because the American doctors said to those who were infected that you should make your immune system, even if you have no symptoms, you should make your immune system more effective in fighting the virus. So that's what I did. But in addition to that, I started to use this one, like honey, turmeric, and black pepper, black seed. I started to use this one as a mixture, 1 or 2 spoons, and I used to use it like let's say in the morning, in the afternoon. And vitamin C, I used the pills, and vitamin D, I bought it, but I never used the pills. Why? Because the doctor said you should, if you do have the chance to expose yourself to the sun, it would be much better. So I took that advice and I started to expose myself to the sun every day from the day I was informed that I tested or I was infected. So I go upstairs, and there's a beautiful story about vitamin D, like exposing myself to the sun. I used to go upstairs, staying for 20, 25 or 30 minutes, and I usually go at 4 o'clock. And the sun in Saudi Arabia is kind of scorching. So I have beautiful story with this vitamin D. Like, my symptoms were like fatigue and high temperature, no more. But I was, feeling fatigued all the time. When I exposed myself to the sun for 20 or 25 minutes, after leaving the rooftop and going downstairs, I had a beautiful feeling. Believe it or not, like, come on, I'm feeling I'm going back to normal. I'm becoming more energetic, more active, having stamina, and like for that beautiful feeling lasted for more than 5 hours. And I started to expose myself to the sun every day, taking these medication, these vitamins, and I try to support taking fruit and vegetable. Don't just take the pills. You can take the pills, plus you should take fruit and vegetable. You should drink hot water all the time. For 10 days, I drank hot water every day, continuously. Maybe every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I used to drink hot water. And I use this mixture, as I said, I don't know whether I said it or not, I forget it. Honey, turmeric, black pepper, a black seed. I use this one as mixture, and I have a beautiful story with this. Like the 8th day, I was like when I woke up, I felt there was a sound here, and for 2 days in a row. And I used this one, but I use it like not before I sleep. I had a call from a friend who was infected. He told me you should use this before you sleep. It's going to make your immune system more effective, and it might prevent like breathing troubles. I took that advice and I started using this mixture before I sleep. And believe it or not, the 3rd day I started using this, that sound disappeared. I had 2 spoons before I sleep, and when I woke up the next day, I didn't feel that sound. Whether it's like automatically disappeared or due to taking this, I don't know. But that's what happened. By the way, I had, I suffered from asthma for more than 4 or 5 years, and the asthma disappeared for 2 years. Like, I'm not suffering anymore from the asthma. I used to use something similar to this, like sometimes honey, sometimes black seed, sometimes ginger and cloves and cinnamon, and the asthma disappeared. And I didn't go into breathing troubles when I was infected by coronavirus. Why? I don't know. I told you, the most like the stuff that I used, and it had like immediate effects on my immune system. This mixture and vitamin D. That doesn't mean you should ignore taking other vitamins. No, you should use them, and you should use this. Once again, that's what I used, and that's what I believe it prevented severe symptoms. Why? Because they worked powerfully, to boost your immune system, to make it more effective. You should not wait for symptoms to appear. You should work so hard to make your immune system more effective in order to fight the virus. So vitamin C, and try to take pills and fruit, vegetable. Vitamin D, expose yourself to the sun. I told you, I swear to God, once I expose myself to the sun for 25 minutes, once I'm going downstairs, I had a beautiful feeling, like I become more energetic, and I don't know, but it worked like a magic. Vitamin A, this one for non-Arabs, you got to use it. This one as a mixture, and this one as a mixture, ginger, cloves, and cinnamon, as one mixture. Take it twice or thrice a day. Anise, hot water, all the time. Try to drink it. You're gonna feel better. I promise. This is my story, and the last advice: don't go to hospitals, because it was the place where I believe I contracted the virus. You don't know. People have no symptoms. They go to the hospitals, and you might contract the virus there. So don't go there unless there is something urgent. هذه هي كانت قصتي مع كورونا فيروس. أصبت أنا قبل رمضان 7 أيام، مباشرة بعد أن تم إبلاغي بأني إيجابي، يعني مصاب بكورونا فيروس. حاولت أني أعزل نفسي لمدة 10 أيام من اليوم الأول، وكان ما عنديش أعراض. حاولت أني أستخدم هذه الفيتامينز. شاهدت قصص عربية، قصص لأطباء أمريكيين مع أشخاص مصابين، وكانت أفضل النصائح لهم حتى للناس اللي ما عندهاش أعراض، إنه يستخدموا هذه الفيتامينز عشان هذه الفيتامينز تعمل على تشغيل الجهاز المناعي الاميون سيستم عشان يشتغل ويكون قادر على القضاء على الفيروس، لانه الاميون سيستم محتاج من 5 إلى 7 أيام حسب كلام الاطباء عشان يشتغل، وعشان يشتغل لازم يكون مزود بفيتامينز عشان يشتغل ويكافح الفيروس بشكل افضل. استخدمت هذه الخلطة اللي هي عسل وتمرك وبلاك بيبر اللي هو الفلفل الأسود والحبة السوداء كخلطة واحدة، كنت أخذها قبل النوم. منعت، كان يطلع لي صوت هنا لما بديت استخدمها قبل النوم، الصوت اختفى. وطبعا انا كان عندي رب واستخدمت خلطات مشابهة، كان عندي رب لمدة 4 سنين والحمد لله الآن لمدة 2 سنين الرب واختفى. كنت بستخدم خلطات مشابهة لهذا واختفى، يعني تقريبا لي 2 سنين ما بروحش المستشفى. كنت قبل 2 سنين بالاسبوع بروح 2 3 اخذ جلسات اكسجين وعلاجات علشان الشعاب الهوائية. كنت بشرب ماء حار من اليوم الأول ولسه ما عندي أي أعراض، وأشرب ينسون ودائما الماء كان حار. شربت ماء حار لمدة 10 أيام. هذه كمان الخلطة استخدمتها، كنت استخدمها مرة أو مرتين في اليوم، وكنت بعمل ventilation اللي هو التهوية. لازم البيت تكون متهوية عشان to breathe fresh air. هذه هي كانت قصتي. لا تستني انه الاعراض تطلع عليك وبعدين تبدا تستخدم هذه العلاجات. استخدمها قبل ان تطلع الاعراض. لازم الاميون سيستم تبعك يشتغل. هذه النصائح انا حصلت عليها بعد قراءة مقالات لصحف ومجلات امريكية. طبعا تختلف من مريض لاخر. اللي بيطلع عليه اعراض شديدة زي مثلا breathing troubles لازم يروح المستشفى، ولازم ياخذ علاجات اخرى. راح تكون هذا جزء منها طبعا شيء اساسي، ولكن اذا كانت الاعراض severe لازم ياخذ علاجات اخرى حسب وصفة الطبيب. اتمنى ان تكونوا بخير، واتمنى ان نكون فدتكم للناس اللي راح تنصاب. ان شاء الله ما حدش ينصاب، بس في حالة انك انصبت ما تخافش، لانه هذا الفيروس بيدخلك في حالة نفسية. وإن شاء الله طبعا تكونوا كلكم سالمين. إذا عجبتكم هذا الفيديو الرجاء كتابة في خانة التعليقات. This is me, Mr. Mahmoud saying to you, stay home, stay safe. See ya.